Okay, this is a tour of the Saskatchewan Marathon route, 6 days hence. I'm obviously not going to videotape the whole route, but I'll videotape the highlights. Anything that I think is a highlight, I'll stop and videotape it. So, here we are at what I believe to be the start-finish line. We're in the parking lot of the Hank Rice Soccer Center. Right before you is the start-finish line. We're going to go out, we're going to turn right, and we're going to go down the Pine House Hill. This is the Pine House Hill. We'll see this hill twice today. One's going down, and it's the finishing hill coming up. Short and steep hill, it's about 400 meters long. We don't go all the way to Spina, we're going to turn right, the next right, and make a long, slow climb back. I'll get back to it when we get to Assiniboine. And that hill we started by going down, we climb back up, although it's a longer, slower climb up Assiniboine. That's the top of the Assiniboine hill. We start the descent again. This will be the first water station. We're at 2.5 kilometers here on Red River Road, and this is a quick and fast downhill to Pembina. So this is the Pembina Hill. It's the steepest hill on the course. It's short and steep and fast. Down we go. Fortunately, we go down this hill, not up. I would estimate that 3% of people will blow their knees out going down this hill. Having come down the Pembina Hill, we head for a long way down Spadina. We're just coming up here on the next water station. You're right here at this intersection. It's only 1.5 kilometers since the first water station, so it's a pretty quick change. This will be one of my favorite parts of the route. Running from Pembina through downtown, Victoria Park and back. It's a very nice part of the route. Basically nice and flat. Still a hill coming up, we'll get to that. It's been flat since we last spoke. Passing Saskatchewan's beautiful Mendel Art Gallery, heading towards the downtown. There's a micro little hill. Well, actually it's a bit of a long, slow hill. Up ahead we're going to pass underneath the University Bridge and climb up the underpass on the other side. That's a bit of a hill, for sure. Especially by Saskatoon standards, the city that doesn't have hills. You can see it there coming up. We go down and we come back up the other side of the bridge there. Okay, only 500 meters since I spoke to you last, but this will be a lot of people's favorite part of the run. It's sort of right through the edge of downtown, between downtown on my right and our Saskatchewan River on my left. Nice part of the run, coming up towards the Saskatoon landmark of the Besborough Hotel, the Delta Besborough Hotel. Here we enter Saskatoon's traffic circle, very exciting. Major traffic development traffic circle. This is a water station, 1.7 from the last water station, 7.8 kilometers into the route. For a city that has no hills, the organizers have found every single one of them. Got a duck under the Idlewild underpass here, up the hill on the far side, then we'll make a left, and then we'll be running on the Mawson Trail for quite a while. Just coming along the new waterfront development. Half marathoners, take note, this is your halfway point. We're 10.5. So you're halfway through. Just before you get to the Sidbuckle Bridge, we'll be halfway. So 1/4 of the way for full, half for half. Now along the Mawson Trail. This is the next water station. We are about 1.5 kilometers from the previous one. We're 11.5 kilometers into the route total. It's by the Vimy Memorial Van Shell. When you see the van shell, water's coming soon. 12 kilometers in. This is our version of the Stanley Park seawall. See, there's a wall, and there's ocean, well, river. See, all the runners are out in train. 13 kilometers in. We just climbed up from under the University Bridge. We're back to Saskatoon's Mendel Art Gallery. And this will be water station right here. 1.5 kilometers since the last one. 13K in, basically. 14.5 kilometers in. Back to the Archibald Park water station. This is one of these double water stations that will serve both directions. Half marathoners. You're getting near the end. Only 1.3 since the last water station. This is the Ravine Drive water station. I assume it's here because the full marathoners, we're going to come back on that path. But the half and full, right now, are still running out here. This will be hard, both for the half and for the full. This is a kind of long, slow hill. White Swan Hill. I've always found it kind of a hard hill. And then you get a flat, and then you get that big Pine House Hill finish. We are 17.3 kilometers in. Here we are, we're at Pine House. There's the finish line just up there. No, 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 not for you half marathoners. You have to run past up to Lenore and then double back. I think if I'm a half marathoner, this next stretch is the hardest part because it's hard to run past the finish line and then double back to it. Okay, there's Lenore Drive. Okay, half marathoners, water station. It's a long haul, it's 2.5 since the last one. You can now turn around. You're on your way home. You've got 2 kilometers to go. Full marathoners, of which there are not that many of us. Press on, my friends. You have 23 kilometers to go. Okay, full marathoners. We go up the White Swan Hill. This hill will hurt a little bit. We're basically at 19.6 kilometers. We go up on the road. That path you see there is the return route. We'll get there. Okay, I just turned onto Edelman. That's 21.1. So we are at the halfway mark. We've run a half marathon just prior to the turnaround at the end of Edelman Drive. Way up ahead there, you can see the dead end sign. We're going to turn around there and head back. Just as we get to come up the White Swan Hill, we also get to go down the White Swan Hill. The difference is that coming back down, we now veer off onto the trail. That was close. And we follow Meewasin Trail instead of following White Swan. It's a bit of a mean one on behalf of the designers, I think, to put us on the trail, because there's lots of little undulations. Like it's not nearly as flat as running on the road. This one tends to go up and down a little bit. So there's nothing really specific, but there's lots of little tiny up and down. Up this little arduous hill, we're back here to Ravine Drive, where there's a water station. We've been almost 3 kilometers since the last one. There does seem to be less water on the second half. So consider drinking more when it becomes available, because they're fewer and farther between. We're at the 26.9 kilometer mark. Full marathoners, we circle onto the bridge and we cross over. That's right, you poor half marathoners never get to do any running on the east side of the river. I will find this stretch, both directions, rather challenging. Actually, all the way from White Swan. I like running in urban buildup. And this stretch along here, Freeway Bridge to Train Bridge, is pretty barren. Around the train bridge, and there is a water station right here. See, 2.5 kilometers since the last one, so they are spacing out some in the second half. 29.5 kilometers total distance. This is a turnaround, so I'm guessing that there's a little water station set up right here for us, and we basically turn around and go back the way we came. I think there is a problem with the route, or else the map's not quite right. Because apparently we have 6 kilometers left to go, but I don't think the route's got 6 kilometers left in it. Because we're just going to coast down the White Swan here, climb that little White Swan Hill, and up Pinos. I think we're down to about the last 4. I think the route's going to be a couple kilometers short, but we'll find out. Turn left, and it's a quick climb up to the finish. But I see it as 37.5 kilometers on my Garmin, so that can't be right. We're going to turn and go up that way right there. So we've just got this climb up this hill, and as I say, I think on race day we're going to have to run 1.5 kilometers past that corner and then come back, because the route seems short. Here we go. This hill will hurt like hell in 6 days. Here we come from the finish. By the way, from the top of the hardest part of that hill, here's the Hank Rice, turning into the finish line is 520 meters. So once you're done the worst part of the hill, here's the finish line. Ta-da! You have a half a kilometer to go, my friend. My Garmin says 38.8. We're 3.5 short. See you in 6 days.